Stop right there. This is the vlog thing. Hold the intro. Hello people, it's me, Jeffrey, and you're enjoying the Spook October? You're pretty sadistic bastards. It's a lie, I love you guys, don't understand that wrong way. So, a little message about the streams I probably didn't get out because I didn't stream for a long time and I'm not streaming too much. And like today, was the streaming day, it's Sunday, and I'm not streaming because it's a mess, man. My time is all a mess. I didn't was expecting that the college thing here would be so good, get so much works because they have a different kind of teaching method here and in Brazil. And so, like in Brazil, we have like a week for all your tests and works, and we do our assignments to that. But here you have the entire semester, the entire term. You have works and assignments to do, like tomorrow and yesterday and da ba da ba da. So yeah, I'm not getting the times well, so that's I stopped streaming. But I'm gonna find out if I can get some time to do it. But this is not the main point here, this is vlog thing. So, I was talking about the last vlog thing to make something more personal, like tell some stories and say things and, you know, tell my things in my life to help you guys, or maybe to give you guys a backdrop about myself, because we're like friends. Like, I passed 9 months. That means that I know you guys a lot of time, even that you're new here. I'm like more, you know, use it to talk to a camera than I was use it a long time ago. If you watch my first video, you're gonna find out that. You're gonna see me like I'm nervous. Now I'm just pretty cool with you guys and you camera. I love you camera. Don't stop recording me, never. You're inside my heart. So I want to tell you guys the story of my life. Don't sleep when I'm telling that. This is rude. Why are you sleeping? Get the fuck up. Son of a bitch. So I was thinking telling something, I don't know. I had so much stories to tell. I have a lot of things to tell. But if I'm gonna start telling stories, and this is a gaming channel, why not start about my first experience with games? Let's go back too much in time. When I was a little kid, you know, little Gentry, that had a lot of problems. I had a problem with my childhood memories, you know, between 10 years old, like 1 to 10 years old. Like, I have some chunks of memory, and some of these chunks, I don't know if it is real or something that I made up, because I have a lot of that. Like, some parts of my childhood memories, I know that happened because I asked my dad, my dad and my mom, my parents, about this kind of memories. They just, oh yeah, we knew that happened. And sometimes some things are just, you know, you just think about it, just, man, this don't even make sense. Did this really happen or not? Well, I don't know. That's why I'm gonna like lay down some piece of my childhood memories here, and sometimes I don't even know some parts of it's real or not. Maybe it's something that I made up in some point of my life, and it's the true. That's how our brain works. Your brain sometimes thinks something's true and get along with it forever. When I was a kid, my mom and my dad had a rental store, a CD rental store, for CD musics. Yeah! For CD, you know that? Things that you buy now on iTunes, thanks for you. Thanks iTunes, get away the job to my mom and dad. But yeah, that exists a long time ago, and in Brazil. I don't know if these things exist in America, but we had a CD rental store. And of course, we had a lot of things. It's not a CD rental store. No, all the stores in, I don't know if it happened here because I didn't come across any other like kind of these stores here, because, you know, It's a CD rental store. But it had a lot of kinds of stuff. We had CDs, we start putting gaming computer CDs, and you just go by, choose your CD, rent for a week or a day or whatever, rent for a long time, pay for it, and then give back. That don't happen too much. In Brazil, sometimes some people have the knowledge of don't giving back and keep the CD of you, and this is fine, and this is bullshit, and a lot of people do that. They're still in my blacklist. So, for that, we had a computer. Like, my dad worked with computer. He's had a major on his college from computer science, as I'm doing right now. Dude, I fall into that steps. So he knows how to use computers, and we had a computer to manage all the things that happen. All the CDs are rented, all the CDs are in the stock, in the storage, and, you know, manage things, computer management things. And of course the computer don't have only that function, you know, computers have in the store only for that function, but computers always have multiple functions, and one of them is playing games. So I was a kid without school. Oh, good times. I didn't have school that time. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I just remember how the good times was without school. I didn't have school that time. And I passed the entire day on the store. It just like, my home was nearby the store. Literally, the store was in the front of my house. It's just the store, and then back in the store, it was my house. So if I cross like just like a garden, something, that's not a garden, it's just some part outside of my house. Just like they're all the same place together. You can't go to my house without crossing the store. Well, you can use like a back door or something like that, but you need to cross the store for going to my house. And to get out, you can use the back door for a house, or you can use the store. And I was pretty going to the store because I was a kid and my mom and dad worked there and no one can watch me, so they watch me in there. Or sometimes it was in my house, sometimes it was my grandma's house, but this is another other story. Just sometimes it was in the store and I have nothing to do. And you know what happens when you're a kid and have nothing to do? A lot of stupid stuff happen. So people need to find out something to make you busy out, and to figure out video games. Yee! So my mom started playing video games, computer games with me, and I started loving it. So I come across a lot of video games when I was a kid, like Bug. I don't know if the name of game is Bug, but Bug? It's just a game about a bug. It's a 3D, it's the most earliest 3D games that I saw in my life. I played a lot with my mom, Dr. Robotnik Mean Bean Machine. I say that in my gameplay of Dr. Robotnik Mean Machine. And that's where I found out the beautiful game that I ever played in my life, that was Monkey Island! Yeah, Monkey Island, the best game that I played in my life. Technically, computer at that time, I would start playing the third one, The Curse of Monkey Island. It's still the best games I ever played in my life, and it really opened me the entire world of video game, because Monkey Island was my first game that I played by myself. All the games I just was, literally, I create the YouTube Let's Play views, because I was the kid that was sitting like the back chair watching people playing. I watch my mom playing games, I watch my dad play Alone in the Dark, I watch a lot of people playing games when I was a kid. And my first game that I really put my hand on it was Monkey Island, and you know, did that everything, this beautiful thing happened. Then I come with my uncle that had Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn, and I play a lot. I found out Sonic, I got really addicted to Sonic, and that's how my story of being a Sonic fan started out. I can't say that I like Sonic better than Mario, because I like them both. But my entire childhood was Sonic. I literally found out about Mario when I was 15, 14 or 13, something between that. After that, I passed a long time playing Sega Saturn, Sega Genesis games in my uncle's house. And then I come to my grandma's house, and I had another uncle that was playing PlayStation 1. And then he comes out playing some games that I don't even care, because I was a kid. And for me, if you saw a game like he was playing, what's the name of the game? Soul River. He was playing Soul River. And Soul River is a good game, but when I was a kid I just saw that and just, nah, you know, it's not appealing. Because I was pretty much addicted to cartoony characters. And then he put Crash Bandicoot. And oh my god, it started. That's how PlayStation became my first console that I had in my home. I always played consoles in other people's houses. But my first console that I make my mom and dad play, and I was like begging them to buy it, it was PlayStation 1. And come with all the 3 Crashes, Crash Bandicoot Collection. So it happens with PlayStation 1. And then, suddenly, the rental store was having a bad time because CDs having a bad time because suddenly internet happens. And internet brought something like, you know, you can download this music for free. And, you know, that happens. And then my mom and dad need to find another way out to come out of this. And they found out a way. Video games that became more popular. They were seeing at me like playing like a super addicted guy, junkie, video game junkie. You can call yourself a video game junkie. They bought a lot of PlayStation 1s, one Sega Dreamcast, put all across the store so people can not only rent the game when they come to the store, they can buy a time, like a amount, you pay this amount for 1 hour, and you play for an hour, whatever you want. You choose what game, sit there, put it, and play it. And that's how I became very addicted by video games and how I know a lot of PlayStation 1 games, because we had a huge amount of PlayStation 1 games on the store right now, because we need a lot of variety. People come and play, and oh my god, it was amazing. I was probably became really I can call a gamer. I literally stopped knowing a lot of stuff, and I was a kid, and then I found out people said I literally learned how to play Mega Man in that store, because I was a guy that had no ability to play Mega Man. I had like playing Mega Man X4 or X5 for PlayStation 1. It's X4? Maybe it's X4. It's one with the dragon one. I don't remember that. I was playing that Mega Man and I always lose everything up. I always don't have ability to kill a boss and something kind of stuff. And then I found someone who was sitting there playing video game and who was totally wrecking the Mega Man game, and just sat right next to him, watch him play, and I just, excuse me, sir, how can you do that? And then he teach me one thing that I never knew, that when you kill bosses in Mega Man, you can absorb their powers and use against the other enemies, and the other enemies have weakness against their powers. And, you know, I was a kid that time. The game was in English. I don't even know what's happening in the game. I can't read what's going on in the game. I don't even know that you can get powers. I don't even know all the time mechanics, and that blew my mind. But yeah, I passed really an awesome time. And probably, if it wasn't my mom and dad and that rental store, probably I didn't even know what games was about, because that time in Brazil, video games was a rare thing. It was a pretty rare thing. Like, if like in USA, people have like that kind of they're like talking in some videos about, oh, the top 10 propagandas of video games or promotions that they have, and just we don't have any of that in your television. You don't have any like propaganda about Sonic and Mario. You don't have that kind of rivalry right there. We just only know that video games existed, but some kind of people know it was very, very rare thing. The video game era started in Brazil more in the PlayStation era, probably. Like, people were starting to get more known to video games, because back there it was too difficult something out of Brazil come on and spread it. So if people come out, people find out Sega Genesis. That's why I say that I found out Mario about when I was 15 or 14, because I never saw someone playing Super Nintendo that time. I saw one time or two times Super Nintendo consoles, but I never touched it. And that's how I ended up here. You can imagine, huh? Like, maybe if you can go in the back of the past and change one simple thing, maybe I was not sitting in that chair. Talk to you guys about video games. Probably if I don't come across with Monkey Island or Bug, or even my mom and dad opened that store and don't have a computer that I saw video games on it, maybe I never was talking about that. Maybe it was like a movie addicted, or maybe not even that. Maybe it was out there playing sports. 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 Why are you laughing? So, if you want to share your thoughts, go in the comments down below. If until the YouTube layout, still the comments down there. I don't know, maybe in 4 years the comments can be like there. Share your thoughts. Tell your brief story, a brief summary of your story across video games. What's your first video games experience? What's your first home console, like you bought by yourself, not the console that you play in your friend's house, that doesn't count. And I can say, what's the first console that you played in your friend's house? What's the first game that you played by yourself? Have you ever watched someone playing when you were a kid, like you will just sit there and being someone doing a let's play, a live let's plays? Just come across that. Go down and answer that questions in the comments below. I would love to see all your stories. And of course, if you have any suggestions about something in my personal vlogs, like, oh Dimitri, tell your story about your school life. Or tell about the story about when you get your first pet, or the story when you drink your first bottle of water. Just come across with any suggestions and I'm probably gonna do in my next personal vlog. So, hey! This is it! This is the end of the episode here. If you've not joined the crew yet, click the join crew button, hop my ship, and you can see to the internet. And of course, if you like this video, click like button and spread the word about the captain. The 7 Z's. And I see you guys tomorrow. Buh-Bye.